We're back.
We're
Puff
back.
and Vern. It's been too long. Yo, the playoffs, I tell you, this year the playoffs is something nice. Even a series that I thought would be, that's boring. No, sir. They got interesting. Especially like that Orlando, the 7-game series. Oh, my goodness.
That one I wasn't expecting to go to 7.
Not at all. And we even talking about how Indiana might salt it up and, you'll see.
Puff. Pause that out. Run the tunes and let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Back once again. Back once again.
Yes, we're back. No. Well, we have too much to talk about. Let's run the thing. Let's run the thing. So you want to talk about first,
another episode of Puff and Vern.
Oh, you want to go into a long talk?
Get to it.
And subscribe and follow and all them things.
And let's go.
All right. The NBA playoffs 2024 is very interesting. Now we're in the second round, the conference semifinals, and we have some interesting series going on right now. Vern, which one do you want to talk about first?
First, I gotta go with the Knicks. I'm the bandwagon rider, yo. I'm on the Knicks bandwagon.
Yo, the Knicks are interesting because after Randall went down, I kind of like, oh, man, they could have hit the finals, possibly go for the chip. But when Randall went down, I thought that was a huge loss. But then they made some crucial trades. They were very active at the trade deadline. And there's a lot of players they picked up that are really producing now, especially OG. Even though he went down, OG, I don't think he's going to be back for this series. Once a hamstring, that's a long thing to recover. Then they lost Mitchell Robinson. They lost, what was the other guy they traded for and lost from Detroit?
Oh, what's his name? From Detroit,
Bogdanovich. Yeah, he got injured too. He's out. And then Alec Burke all of a sudden come in and he's playing like.
But also, you also have to remember Brunson mashed up his foot too.
Yep. Them man are playing. They're playing a Thibodeau ball, and then you have the core. I think their core is Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo. The Villanova squad. I hear they're trying to get Mikal Bridges and teeth him away from. That would be interesting, you know. They'll be dangerous if they ever got that.
Yo, one thing I gotta like with the Knicks, though, right? The Knicks knows how to play with injuries. Because remember, OG, when he got traded, he missed a stretch. Mm-hmm. Right? Randall is done for the season. Mm-hmm. Mitchell Robinson. So, like, the Knicks are prepared for this. They know how to win without their big players.
I think it's just Thibodeau. Thibodeau has that thing. It just gets him to play hard all time. It's almost similar to what Miami does. Like, no matter who it is, no matter who comes off the bench, they're expected to play hard. No matter what.
Look at Josh Hart. He's averaging almost 40-something minutes a game. 43 minutes.
He's averaging full games. That's what he's averaging. 48.2 overtime. Full games. Right? That man not coming out. 7 straight quarters the man played?
7 straight quarters.
That's crazy.
7 straight quarters. And he's averaging at least 13 boards. He's third in the playoffs in rebounds. He's double man.
The Knicks is just making it interesting. The one thing sometimes I just like to see the Knicks lose just to see the fans. Just to see the hurt in the fans' face. Because when they win one game, they go crazy. They want to curse out somebody in their mom and all type of thing.
Gadget. Yes, I'm calling you out, Gadget. I was at my house to watch the Knicks game. The man said Brunson is Hall of Famer. I said,
Brunson's a Hall of Famer?
I said, stop your
noise. That's jumping. That's jumping the gun. Because we saw there's a whole bunch of remember Cam Johnson? Go off for a bit. Nah, I think I guess Brunson had a longer, he's showing us what he can do. But I think in order for you to get Hall of Fame status, you got to do this for at least 5 seasons. You got to be dominant for at least a period of time. And that's what I was trying to tell him. Even consider that. Come on now. Yeah. Brunson just showing.
So what do you think about that game, right? The Knicks got the 2 at home, went to Indiana, and they lost. But that gives me more confidence in the Knicks. Because Halliburton, you played a good game, 35 points. You were going off. Siakam going off, and you guys only won by a buzzer beater.
Yeah, that's very true. I was thinking that too, because honestly, after OG went down, I'm thinking, these men should have it because OG was playing defense on Pascal, and it's so interesting. You're seeing the Raptors now.
Yes.
Imagine how much times Pascal and OG played in practice, and now they're playing each other on opposing teams in the playoffs. It's very interesting. And OG was killing Pascal,
locking him up.
Killing him.
Yo, OG
not
finished
even,
the game.
but not even on the defense. On the offensive side too.
Offense, I know.
He was killing him, guy. I think OG was saying, "I should have been the star in Raptors. It should have been me."
Puff. OG finished the game, I believe, 27 minutes. He played and scored 28 points.
Yeah, I think it was 28 and 28 because he got injured at the end of the third.
Crazy.
And he was hitting threes. He was driving to the hole. They were like, "Man, this guy looks like Kawhi." 2019.
Yeah. Remember we always say he's mini Kawhi? Mm-hmm. He is mini Kawhi.
And I think now it's just like he needs to play a bigger role, especially when people are getting injured and DiVincenzo and Hart, they're not really big offensive players. They're more catch and shoot, maybe drive on the fast break, but they're not the ones to create the offense like a Brunson. But OG is creating some of that offense, but it's sad to see him go down because he's not going to be back for this season. What's the one thing we always said with OG in Toronto? He can never stay healthy. He gives you a stretch. You're like, if OG stays healthy, it's over. Wicked, and then he
goes down.
And then he comes back. And when you're injured, you need to get that rhythm back, and it takes a while to get that rhythm back. So hopefully
I don't know.
See him.
Indiana, you got one.
Indiana looks weak,
but
Indiana. But the thing with Indiana, when it comes down to clutch moments, they take stupid shots. They take the dumbest shots. Like, come on. When you look at New York, when it's time to score a bucket, Brunson will hold that ball, get to the point, and take a good shot. These men are taking step back threes and like, come on. Set a play and get an open shot. Just an open shot.
I think it's because of Halliburton. Because Halliburton tries to get back to his right hand. He goes into the lane, then he tries to pull back.
He needs to move the ball.
Even last night, even the game, like he had 35, but every time he's driving, he's trying to get back to his right hand. Like it's too much pounding the ball.
And basketball's is easy, you know. You just draw two, kick the ball, move the ball, get to the open man, take an open shot, or drive the
Indiana.
It's simple, yo. Like,
Indiana's in trouble.
Indiana. I see that, especially this last game, because the Knicks have like a half of their team, like they're not even there fully, and they're still giving Indiana problems. So. I want this game series to go a little longer, but it looks like I'm
still calling New York in 6.
Yeah, New York is gonna win this, and especially I see there's times in the game, even the other night, I'm seeing they have Josh Hart on their big man on Indiana, and the big man sitting at the 3-point line.
Yeah,
does that make any sense? And then you're dribbling. But come on, man,
it's the NBA because
it's the NBA post.
And we'll get to that. When we review like the other series, like the Celtics series. I'll get to that because I want to be a big point. We'll get to that one. But
Miles
it's
Turner,
the NBA.
Hit the block, put your hand up, get the ball.
Puff,
by the time you do that, man, half a shift. Then you hit it back out, wide open shot.
Puff,
simple.
You realize that was then. There was no analytics in the game.
Know what it is,
yo, bro?
Go ahead.
Yo, you know how back in the day when you play ball, you took maybe 5 threes and you're like, oh my God, I shot a lot of threes. What am I doing?
Now
these men are shooting 30 threes a game.
But it's not even that, Vern. I don't mind you taking an open shot, but what it is, I think you were right with the first point. It might be Halliburton. Halliburton wants to get all them assists. Halliburton has the ball too much in his hand. Like, you need to be able to create something and hit the open man or move the ball. Like, but I don't know. I saw a lot at the end. I'm like, you guys are taking the dumbest shots, the hardest shots. Why? and then New York is going fast break layup. It's like, yo, good luck.
But man, when I say New York in 6, New York is going to the conference finals.
I think New York is beating Indiana.
And I'm saying New York is going to the conference finals. New York win this and go to the conference finals.
Okay, what do you want to talk about next, Vern?
Next transition into, you know what I'm talking about, and Minnesota. Boy, get my herb ready. Get my herb ready. I told you. Don't mess with Ant-Man.
You told me what? What did you tell me,
Ant-Man?
Vern, what did you tell me?
I told you. Did I tell you? I told you. This man's going to hold on Porter. They're going to hold on Jamal. How you go into Denver and took 2 games?
Vern, we never bet on that. Where you bringing this up, bro?
Go back. You told me I'm a fool.
Go bring it back. Go bring it back. Vern, what was the bet? What was the bet? Tell me what the bet was.
I told you that those guys are going to lock down, and you said no. They're not going to get locked out.
No, Vern, that was not the bet. And we don't bet on
the bet.
Vern, what does lockdown mean?
I told you Jaden McDaniels is going to lock down Michael Porter Jr.
But I'm
Michael Porter
asking
Jr.
you what the bet was.
not-
What was the bet?
Michael Porter Jr. is not going to average 20 like he did in the Lakers series, and that's going to be the difference.
You need to bring that back up. I don't remember.
Right?
I
Remember,
don't
you're like,
that.
oh no, when they double, they're just going to swing, and Porter's going to be the corner. Hit that. Nah. These boys are 94
I still had Minnesota beating.
I know you
said
did.
Minnesota's
I know you
going to beat them, but it's going to be a
I know you
7-game
did.
series.
No, but you told
You
me
had
that,
Minnesota
they
beating
weren't
them
gonna lock
4-2.
up- They weren't going to lock up Porter.
Well,
But-
did they lock up Porter the last game?
Well, that's the last game.
Right.
They're up 2-1. Took two at home.
Then.
They went to Denver and
Vern,
took 2 at home. So it's
did they
it's
lock
like
up
Denver
Porter?
could only play against the Lakers.
Did they lock
It's
up
like
Porter
the
last
Denver
game?
could only play
All right.
against the Lakers.
All right.
All right.
All right.
$1,600,000 Ant-Man, baby.
Yo, but honestly, the first 2 games, Denver looked like a shell of themselves. They looked like
shell
they're
of
about to
themselves.
go home. I thought they were already counting 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Yeah.
But the third game they came,
Right.
stepped up.
And Puff, look at it. The second game they played, Rudy wasn't even there.
Yeah.
And they got blown out.
Honestly, that's another point we have to talk about too. Rudy Gobert. I was surprised that man was going to be at the game. I was like, man, you guys are losing this chance to go up 2-0. But then honestly, they played wicked that second game. They didn't need him.
Wicked. And I remember I told you this playoff Ant has something to prove, and it's going to be him and Wembanyama.
Oh man,
he's the American face they're looking for. They try to give it to Ja.
Yeah. Ja love him gun too much.
Ant is crazy because even after the last game, Ant is like, you know what? That's on me. I didn't come out with the energy that I need to come out.
Yeah,
and you could tell they came out not. You know what I mean?
And then again, there was a long break. There was a long break between game 2 and game 3. It was almost like 3 days because they played Monday, right? And they don't play again until Friday because they had to catch up to the other series.
They had to catch up. They had to catch up to the other series because that started early. So, boy, I don't know.
Honestly, I do want to make it interesting. I know Denver's a good team. They're not going to lay down. But
I say,
go ahead.
No, as I say, this is how I see it going. Right? Denver stole that game 3. I'm expecting if it goes, I'm expecting for it to go to 6. I'm expecting Minnesota to win game 4. Denver goes back to Denver, wins game 5, and then they come back to Minnie, win game 6. Right? That's how I'm seeing it. But you have 7. So you could go anyway.
Denver didn't steal no game 3. They took it. Just
okay, all right. They took it. They took game 3.
Boxed them up.
Right? They took game 3.
Okay.
Right? Now we have a series. Jamal stopped crying after he threw the
shit. We have to go to that. Like, honestly.
That's a suspension.
The NBA, the NBA likes to massage their product to make sure they get the top dollar.
Yeah. Because
really and truly, I like Jamal, fellow Canadian, but that man should have been suspended. The man threw 2 things. And not just at the court, one at the ref. Brother, you can't even bump the ref. You can't even get the ref a shoulder bump. But you could throw a towel and a heat pack at the man
and Karl Anthony Towns almost stepped on the heat pack.
Yo, honestly, I understand. Like, I think if it was a regular season, that man would have took at least a 1-game suspension. But it's just like they're already down 2-0 in the series.
Yeah.
And the NBA didn't want to give the series to Minnesota because they knew if Jamal Murray's not playing, they're not winning nothing.
Yeah.
They would have been down 3-0 and the series would have been over.
You know what I think it is, Puff? Because if you look at it, right? Adam Silver is a player's commissioner. If that was David Stern, rest his soul, Jamal would be done. He would have been suspended. David Stern don't play to drop the hammer down.
But honestly, the thing is, as an NBA, you need to be more consistent. I don't care if it's a playoff or you cannot do that, brother. You cannot be throwing things at the ref.
Yeah, and then he's like the money sign. And he's like, yo, you're being paid off all sides.
I thought I did see that money sign, but they didn't talk about it so much. That's why you didn't really kind of see. You don't hear that in the report.
Yeah.
Jamal
did the money sign. And
another thing, Jamal has been a nice guy. He hasn't ran into any issues. I think that also played into it. It's not like he's done this in the past or he's been doing stuff. So not like AKA Draymond Green or
with the history.
Draymond did that. Draymond just kick out for the season or something like that. But
and what I also like too in that game, I have to give the ref props because he saw through Michael Malone try to get ejected. He was all up in the ref's face,
Vern
The refs look at him, and said, "You're gonna take this ass whooping. Get back to the bench. I'm not gonna throw you out. Go sit down and take that ass whooping." Because
I would have gave him at least one tech. I would have gave him one tech.
Yeah,
come on, you can't do it. That's the same thing. Yeah. You gotta be consistent.
But
you gotta be
at
consistent.
That point,
the refs aren't.
If you look at it, No, but if you look at it, right, at that point, I wouldn't have kicked him out. I let him say.
But you say the other thing is what it is. I think the ref realized they did miss a few calls, and that's why the man's vexed because we didn't call 1-2 call that we should have called.
And he allowed him, and he let him set his piece. He was in his face like a baseball umpire. I was like, yo, what? But I love it. He didn't toss him. He said, you're going to sit down and you're going to take that ass whooping, buddy.
But the thing is, the NBA needs to be a lot more consistent with the refs. Because even though we've seen a few calls, again, remember we go back to the LA series when D'Angelo Russell won that layup at the end of the game and they slapped him in his face and there was no foul? How is that possible? That happens every time right now. How many times you go for a shot and when you come down, you land on somebody's foot? That's after the shot's gone. Yeah. How many times you've gone up and somebody let it up and then you hit him in the back of his head? The shot's gone. I don't understand. But they're calling it different ways. Like, yo, but you licked the man. Like, I don't care if the shot went up. You still hit him. You missed and you hit him. Like, no matter if the ball went, why did you hit him? Boss, if I was playing the NBA, I'd wait for that ball to go. And they're like, oh man, I missed him and hit him. That's marginal? Yeah.
I know, right?
Come on.
But yeah, man. That series looking good. Like,
but that series
game 3, Jokic looked like Jokic. It looked like they got their pick and roll going that game. But I'm still calling. We still got Minnesota. I got Minnesota.
Because I don't think Jokic with all of those players, like Jokic, can't handle all that height. I still have Minnesota winning that.
Yeah,
and Minnesota has that. Right. And the other thing that hindered Minnesota in that game, what's his name got into foul trouble really quick. Their defender. No, the guard.
McDaniel.
Yeah, he had 4 fouls in like the second. Like he had enough fouls quick. So I think that hindered them too, and it allowed Denver to take that game. But
because
at least it makes it interesting.
Puff, when is the last time before we switch to another team? When is the last time you see a team play defense like Minnesota played in game 2? Yo, those man stifling. Those guys couldn't even breathe, honestly, bro.
They locked up Murray. Murray like dribbled 2. Man, vexed, man. That's why the man was throwing stuff out of the court. Yo,
the man threw a fit. Couldn't handle it, yo. Because you see what happened when he gets spoiled 2 years playing the Lakers. I know, and that's not Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves and them salt defenders at the front line. That's why.
Because Jaden McDaniels and Nikhil Alexander Walker, yo, they had that man in a trap. I felt sorry for him.
I felt sorry for him. Let me out. Let me out. That's exactly what it was. The man locked up. But I want to pick the next series.
Yes.
The next series, Boston against the Cavs. Honestly, I thought this series was going to be like a wrap. But then I think Boston kind of got late. They came out first game, boxed them up. They came out second game playing like doo-doo and got boxed up. It's
one thing I don't like with Boston. Sorry. One thing I don't like with Boston. You have Brown. You have Tatum. Those 2 men can get to the lane anytime. Why are you shooting 43s a game? The game that they lost, they shoot 46.
That's why.
And they only made 8.
But that's the thing with their team. They shoot a lot of threes. They shoot a lot of threes. And it's like, yo, and you're right. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I think the game plan for Boston is to spread the ball and not 1 or 2 men taking all of the shots. I think that's what they're trying. Because look at Tatum. Yeah. How's Tatum only taking like 9 shots in the game? And I think Tatum at a minimum should be taking 20, 25 shots every game. Right. Like every game. Tatum, I don't even care about Brown may take like 10, 15, but Tatum, I think Tatum should always take 25 shots. That's exactly. That man is your best player.
Yeah, no question. No question.
But yo, why is that man like, I don't understand. Like, I understand,
I don't get it.
Your role,
because
when it's time that you need Tatum to score and Tatum is not on it because he's not on it, yo, you're going to have problems.
So, if you're trying to spread the floor, that's why you shoot them in threes, right? You have 2 slashers, so you spread the floor. It should be even easy for them to get in the lane. I can't say nothing about Jaden Brown, though. Brown has been consistent.
Yeah,
Brown has been consistent.
No, but I know. But for you to win it, you need Tatum to be that killer. You need Tatum to be the killer.
Yo, because ever since Derek White shaved off his head, yo, he's killing. He is killing. I think Pop regrets that one. I think that's one Papa regret. Papa regret letting him go. Oh. The man's hairline is back here. He shaved it off, and now he's killing.
Yeah, but come on. Popovich needs to let that man go. That man needed to get some wins because you don't want... Look what Spurs. Spurs had the worst record in the league. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
I understand they're building. True. Let the man, as good as he is, play on a winning team. Get some wins. Like, you don't want to be sitting on that losing team because I know if he was on that team, you wouldn't know nothing about Derek White.
Oh, for sure.
Nah.
For sure.
Nah.
Yo, and before that, Donovan, bad boy. Mitch.
Honestly, I think that last game when they won was his best performance I've seen in a very long time. There was nobody that could even stay with him. That man was just crossing, man. Oh, you lay up. I was like, what? Like, honestly, I seen him do that a lot of times in Utah. I think this has been one of his best games in the Cavs uniform.
Hey, man, this series is now interesting. Because they got one. They got one on the road what they needed to get.
One. And they don't even have their second big man. They don't have the second twin tower.
Right.
Oh, man. Boston.
And Horford shoot threes.
That's what I'm saying. Boston needs to wrap this up quick. Because if Jared Allen gets healthy, you're going to have some more problems. You're going to have some more problems. I understand Mobley. They're forcing Mobley. That last game, Mobley actually stepped up. But if you had Jared Allen, Jared Allen brings another dimension. Because now Mobley's playing at the 4. Not the 5.
He brings that aspect that you like on the block. Hit him on the block. And then you have Mobley's the stretch big. So you got, boom, you're over, bro.
Honestly, I like the fast game. I like the shooting. But the thing is, when you have an advantage, what is the simple thing you do? Go on the block. If you have a small man on you, just turn it down. I wish if Shaq was ever in the league, if Shaq was ever in the league now, he would be eating food. You think he ate food back then? He'll be eating more food now. I know they don't allow the bowl down, but shoot, there's no, like, look at the size look at the people. Look at the big man he ever play against right now.
Shaq could be shooting threes.
No, but Shaq won't. I know honestly, Shaq would be shooting threes in this league. I know he would. He would be forced to. But the advantage he would have just sitting on the block.
Barbecue chicken all day. All night. Barbecue chicken.
Full grill up barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Because there's not, remember, back then there was Carmelo and all these big, buff, strong man with muscles. God, there's nobody. There's nobody.
If Shaq was playing, you're saying jerk chicken all day.
Jerk chicken all day. All day. But think about it. Even like Wembanyama, that man, oh my gosh, he'll pretend like the man's not there. He's a toothpick.
Oh, those guys are stick. Those guys couldn't guard.
The only person, big man that has size is Jokic.
Yeah.
Who else?
And Rudy. But Rudy doesn't have the girth.
Rudy is skinny.
Yeah,
he's strong, but he's not that size. Like, oh man, Shaq would eat food.
Eat food.
Anyways, one more series you have left to talk about. Thunder and the Mavs. This was interesting.
That's a series.
This was very interesting. So it's tied 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
Game 1, Thunder looked like they were boxing them up. Game 2, even a Brookfoot Luka Doncic, it showed them,
Went off. But also, remember, again, that's another team that made trades, and the trade pieces are paying off. PJ Washington was
Gafford.
Fire.
No much blocks.
And Gafford. Those guys were going crazy.
They're a different team. But I think the third motivation for that team was the fans. Okay.
Oh yeah. Fans are talking fans are talking wild.
Yeah. You could Vern. We as black men, we know what that man was saying. we know some of the things they were saying in the audience. I even see Kyrie is waving that man goodbye. Sometimes as fans, just clap and cheer and shut up.
Shut up, Oklahoma. You're showing your colors.
Cheer and shut up, because when you say certain things, you get an extra motivation in that.
Yeah,
you can go back to New York and Indiana. Yeah. Mr. Spike Lee want to talk his mouth and get man riled up.
I read you kill him.
OKC, just know the history. When you hear the man you want to win, just shut up, chop it.
Yeah, tell the fans to calm down.
Shut up, because you could know some of them racist things the man are saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy. But I still, man, that one might go 7. I don't think it's good.
The reason why I say it may not go 7 because Luka's not 100%.
Dallas is gonna take over?
Luka's not 100%.
Oh,
and then they if Luka was 100%, I would say yes, because OKC's young. They could easily start falling on the side and don't know how to keep everything tight. They're young.
I agree.
You see this in the playoffs. there's very few teams that go from nothing or very little playoff experience to winning the chip. It's almost like they have to go and lose a few times and get
they got to get the lumps.
Yeah, and then they get better and understand the difference of playoffs and regular season. Playing a team 7 times or 4 times to win is a lot different than playing them once and once and once.
That's true.
Even in the regular season, back to back, it's hard to play
it's hard. It is
the home and away.
All right, so now in both conferences, we're in the conference semi. Who do you got going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you got going to the Western Conference Finals?
Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics, and I would say the Knicks. Celtics, Knicks.
I think it.
And I still say Celtics are going to the finals. I don't see anybody in the East that could hold Celtics, even though that last game was kind of salt, but Celtics are going to the finals. In the West, I say that one's a little harder. I say the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I would say the Thunder. I still say Thunder.
Yeah, that's mine too. In the East, I'm riding with the Knicks to the finals, and I'm riding with the Celtics. I want to pick the Knicks, but because the Celtics, you know what I mean, they can shoot too much threes, but I can't go against the Celtics. At that point, Knicks, the Celtics had too much, and two, it's a championship or bust, because if the Celtics lose, it's pure problems. That's now going to be your the 5th year going down there and taking box up?
Pure problems.
Right? And the way the Knicks has a chance, I won't write the Knicks off, but I'm saying the Celtics, but the Knicks have a outside chance.
To what?
If everything falls in place to get to the finals. You know what I mean? I'm still picking the Celtics, but I'm if the Knicks get there, I won't be surprised. And then out west,
the reason why I say the Knicks ain't reaching, because they don't have they're not playing enough players, and the Celtics have a deep bench. They can run their man to the ground.
Yeah, and Thibodeau only plays 6-7 man in here, so
and half the man are injured. It's like honestly, if they were healthy, it would be a really good matchup. If
really
Knicks had all their players, it would be a really good matchup.
Yeah,
go ahead. West.
And then in the West, I'm going with me, Ant-Man all day. Right, that they're gonna beat Denver, and I'm gonna roll with the real MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, the real MVP. Yeah, I'm with Shaq. That's right, Shaq, real MVP.
So who do you think is gonna win and go to the finals in the West?
One of those young men are gonna win their first title, and I'm gonna, listen. I've been riding with Ant. I love SGA. SGA, you're my MVP pick, but Ant has been doing some crazy things right now, bro. That's a good one. That's a good one, man.
So you're thinking, I say Minnesota.
Yeah.
The reason I
Minnesota
say
had too much.
Minnesota is because they have a little more experience.
Yeah,
in the playoffs, and
they have a little more height. They have Cat, they got Rudy,
and Minnesota has youth.
Nas Reed.
They have the youth, so it's not like Thunder's gonna have all that energy. Minnesota's pretty young too. They have the energy, but it's gonna be a very interesting series.
Who
do you say in the East going to finals?
I'm Boston. I'm gonna ride with Boston.
Yeah,
because Boston boxed up the East they were 12 games ahead of everybody else.
I said that from a long time. Boston is on another tier than everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
Boston is tier 1. Everyone's tier 2, tier 3.
Not even tier 2, tier 3 or 4.
3 and 4.
They're not even a tier 2. Guys. There's a 1 and 3. There's a big gap. There's a skip. Yeah. So
crazy,
so we say Boston, Minnesota. Who do you think is going to win that between Boston and Minnesota?
Oh, woo! Actually, those teams match up real good. If you really look at it across the board, yeah, man. I'm sorry, Tatum. Sorry, Ant-Man. Ant-Man's getting his first title, 22 years old. Ant-Man's getting his first.
I say that because I want Boston to lose. I don't even want Boston to win, so I didn't want to vote for them because I don't want them to win. I like Tatum. I like Brown. I like Pritchard. I like all them out of the team,
but we hate Boston. We don't like Boston. Go out there.
Got on.
This green is not Celtic green, okay?
Yeah, Vern, that's Celtic green. I know.
That's not Celtic green. Get out of here.
All right, until next time. I know Vern love to talk too much. That's why the episode is well along.
But before we touch out, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification so you know when we drop. Continue to leave comments. We love it.
Perfect episode. My drink done. Time for good.
There it is.
Peace.